How was CIA under Obama versus how CIA under Trump?
Totally different.
What are the differences?
Totally different. CIA under Barack Obama was working the way it was always built to work, meaning the president is the head of the executive branch. CIA is under the executive branch. Remember, the US government has three branches. The legislative branch, which is all of our representatives, our congresspeople, the House, the Senate, etc. The executive branch, which is the president and the White House, and then everybody who directly reports to the president, like Department of Defense, like CIA. And then you have the judicial branch, which is everything that has to do with the law of the land. So the FBI is part of the judicial branch. The juries, or the judges, our judicial system, all of that falls under the judicial branch of government. CIA falls under the executive branch of government, which means the executive, the president, does whatever they want to do with CIA. That's how it was built. So under President Obama, the CIA did whatever President Obama wanted him to do. And President Obama is one of the most lethal presidents in history. He used CIA for covert action worldwide. He waged a war on terror. He hunted down bin Laden. That was exactly how CIA was built to be used by a president. But in 2016, with the election of Donald Trump for his first term, CIA turned against their president.
Why?
They started saying that he was guilty of Russian collusion. There were senior leaders who were signing petitions against the president. Like CIA, whether they were right or wrong about Donald Trump is irrelevant. The point is, they were never supposed to have an opinion about the president. So when they worked against their president, Donald Trump just shut down CIA. He stopped giving them missions. He stopped giving them funding. He stopped using them. And he basically ruined every career inside CIA, not because he was, but because CIA didn't do what they were supposed to do. So the president punished them. And he was like, I'm not going to use you. So for 4 years, all CIA did was lose people. People were quitting, they were resigning, they were being fired, they were retiring early because they had no job anymore. They had no meaningful work. The president wasn't asking them for intelligence. He was buying his intelligence from private intelligence networks. He was collaborating with his international peers, the countries that he still trusted, but he wasn't using CIA. So then when Donald Trump left office in 2020 and Biden came back in, Biden tried to re-engage CIA the same way that Obama had. But Biden's administrative policies were focused on COVID and domestic issues. So he started hiring people back into CIA, but he was hiring them based on their gender identity and whether or not they were gay or straight. He wasn't hiring people back into CIA who were there for the mission. He was hiring people into CIA who were there because they were in line with the domestic policies he was trying to promote. And that only lasted 4 years before Donald Trump took over again. And then you had all these people in government who had only been 2 or 3 years at CIA, and now they have another 4 years under Donald Trump, and they all left again. But this time, Donald Trump got very, very smart with CIA. He didn't give CIA a chance to make their own decision. He appointed Director Ratcliffe in charge of CIA. He appointed a DNI who he already knew was going to be in line with his policies. So now he stacked the deck so that every leadership position in the entire stack of CIA understands that they have to take their orders from Donald Trump.
But today, do you think is CIA weaker than how it used to be under President Obama?
Yes, without a doubt. CIA will tell you it's weaker than how it used to be under President Obama. At the very least, the amount of talent that has left has weakened it. Second to the amount of talent, the trust that the executive branch has is not in CIA. CIA is supposed to be an agency of last resort, meaning everybody else has tried, and when they all fail, it goes to CIA. So how do you know who to trust? How do you know what intelligence is real? I was talking to a peer recently who estimated that CIA, the amount of information in the PDB that's coming from CIA is less than 40%. That more than 60% of the intelligence that's being shared in the PDB is actually coming from other countries that have partnered with the United States. That's crazy. That means the president is being briefed and the intelligence infrastructure of the United States doesn't even know if it's real. They just know that it's what they were told by RAW or ISI or the Nigerians or the Filipinos or the Australians. It's not even ours.
These are the signs that you get weaker.
These are the signs that you get weaker. It's why it's a very real thing. We've been talking about it however long we've been talking, Raj. The United States is not growing. It's not increasing in size and scale and power. It's on a decline that it's trying to fix. But the problem is the whole world knows we're on the decline. And guess how much the world wants to help us get better?
0.
Bingo.
थैंक यू सो मच ये क्लिप एंड तक देखने के लिए. अगर आपको और भी ऐसी क्लिप्स देखनी है तो राज शमानी क्लिप्स चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर लीजिए.